people. So the idea is this. It's not on? Hello? I'm not on. Now it's on. All right. Here we go. The idea is the following. We're going to do something. It sounds challenging, but it's really not. It's a piece many people know called Yehi. Those of you who don't will get there. And it's only 5 or maybe even 6 voices. 4 voices are already prepared, which is the choir, which is sitting there. And we're going to learn now, in maybe half an hour or so, the 5th voice, which is the community voice. The original piece, which is by Naomi Shemer, is a very well-known Israeli song. Anybody doesn't know Yehi here? Just for our... Okay, good. There is a good amount of people. You might, once you listen, you might know. I don't know, because it's really well-known. It's a piece composed at the time of the Yom Kippur War. And it's based, and Naomi Shemer wanted to do something with Let It Be, but her husband kind of vetoed that and said, no, you're good enough to do a complete brand new song. And that's what she did, and it's really enormously popular. Laura knows the whole story about it. And so there are 4 voices which are ready, and we're going to listen in a little bit. Now, what I would like is for us to learn this melody. It's basically one phrase that we'll repeat many times with different words. That's Naomi Shemer, hello. Can we go to the next slide, or that we get that? Oh, you have that. All right. So this is the manuscript, but we don't need to read from the manuscript today. Yeah, that's the one. That's it. So, first of all, to make our life easy, we're going to start the first phrase with the words, oh, up there, you see? The first phrase is, oh, and then, with our prayer, may it be. Can you play that for us? Like, not really the second page. Yeah, let's go on the beat. Don't need it. Some people know because we were working a little bit on that, just testing out, and it did work. So basically, can you play one more time? And those of you can join in with, oh, go. Right, the second phrase has words. With our prayer may it be. Okay, one more time, and then we're going to go on. Don't need a piano anymore. Let's go. Now we're going to use the same phrase with those words that are written up there. In our hearts, plant a seed of love and peace. With our prayer, may it be. Let's try again. Let's try that. In our hearts, plant a seed of love and peace. With our prayer, may it be. Awesome. Great. One more time, exactly that. And, okay. That's wonderful. The next part, and it also repeats many times, is may it be. Can you play it? Okay. Repeats. Now it's Yehi, right? Okay, so now we're going to sing one phrase also in Hebrew. So it's going to be just as before, may it be, please God, may it be, all that's in our prayer, may it be. Same melody with Lu Yehi, Ana, Lu Yehi, Kol Shenevakesh, Lu Yehi, right? Let's try that. So the whole thing, from may it be. Okay, it's kind of slower, a little bit. And in Hebrew now. Okay, now can we do that with harmony with a regular piano part? Just a second part, maybe a little measure before or so. Is it there? That is a little different, but we can do that. Okay, let's go for that. You know where? Right there. Maybe, please God. In Hebrew. Next slide. Okay, we need the next slide. This was verse 1, right? And now we have verse 2, which is all words. So all we need to do is learn the words, because the melody, 89% is exactly what we have. The end is a little different. Okay, so now may our voice rise in strength and unity with our prayer, may it be. Okay, let's try that with the same melody, and maybe with harmony or something, right? And may our voice rise in strength and unity. Try the next. In our song, not yet. And may it be great. Go on. Next slide. Go. Guide us through times of heart. And the next. And let us reach. And loud and clear, because this part you know, may it be. Beautiful. Okay, next one. Now there's a little difference, and that's why we need to stop. You are amazing. I mean, it's really there. Can you hear it? Really, you sound awesome. And it's going to be great because this is only one voice. There are 4 more that I heard a little bit here and there, but they're going to really sing out. That's when the whole thing, and then we're going to do the Pittsburgh premiere of this piece, right? Of course, it is. All right. This last one has a very minor difference. It is the same melody with a little variation. Instead of starting, and some people were starting no, it's all the words, whatever we had before, like for instance, may our voice, it's on the downbeat. You know what I mean. This one starts a little bit before. So it's, oh yeah, there are 2 things actually. I'm talking about the part which is the blue part there. there are two different things. One is the yellow, which is a very different melody. Those of you who know Yehi will know the yellow part, which is if suddenly a light through darkness shines above our heads tonight, all that's in our prayer may be. I'm not a singer, so I'm going to ask Laura to sing that one.
Which part? If suddenly? Okay. If suddenly a light through darkness shines above our heads tonight, all that's in our prayer may it be. Wow. Wonderful. Right, so we have this whole, it's anybody who doesn't know this melody, right? We start up nice and high, we come down to earth, right? And maybe we send that light back up with our voices. So we'll need to make sure that if comes out. 1, 2, 3. If suddenly a light through darkness shines above our heads tonight, all that's in our prayer may it be. I'm starting to get chills. This is sounding really good.
Great. So, yeah, no, but it's exactly the same. We're doing that. All right. So now let's do the blue part.
Okay.
This is the one that I was saying, it's minorly different, a little variation. So instead of starting on the downbeat, it starts up. So instead of so, no, it's not so, it's so may the, weight, heaviness is on the may, not on the so. Okay, in other words, so may a better world. There are two little extra notes. Tam, pam, padam, pam, pam. Sing with me. Pam, pam, padam, pam, pam. Just so. Pam, pam, padam, pam. This is a different one. So may a better world be our proudest legacy with our... I never heard so fast. I mean, come on. Really, really great. So that's it. That's the only different one. And then there's a little bit at the end, there's one phrase that repeats. So let's do this one from if suddenly, the whole thing there. Yeah. So can you just play that phrase a little bit? Right. Okay. So that we know. We're going to start right there. 1, 2, 3. This is the different one now. So may a better world. Okay, now it's a little different. It's the same phrase 3 times, musical phrase with English, Hebrew, and English. In other words, all that's in our prayer, kol shenevakesh, same thing. All that's in our prayer. That's it. Okay, so let's do the 3 of them. Can you play the piano part? Just the chords, because they know it now. They're so good that they know it. We don't need to learn voice by voice. Hey, sectionals, we're thinking about separating voice. Oh, totally no need. Really. Okay, let's do that with the chords, the B minor chord. There you go. Oh. And long. This is a long one. Yeah. And then children that are there, where are they?
Yeah, we have some there. We have.
So maybe the women will sing, or a soloist. We could do a soloist. I don't know. What do we do? This is a democratic place.
Start with the kids, and we can see what we can add to.
Okay. All right. So do they know this melody? Can you play that? Kol shenevakesh. Okay, let's try that. Whatever is, if you feel like you're a child, you can sing, but yeah. I do. All right, here we go. Okay, let's try. Okay, one more time, but yeah. Maybe you start an octave lower, might help. Let's go again. And call. It's a little different one. Is kol sheneva. So we have the same note twice. Regularly through the song we go ta di da da da. This one is tom pom 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 pom. So it goes twice the same note. Try again. And yes, good. All women can sing along, and it's going to be. And then it's going to be lo yehi to end. Okay, let's do that. Lo yehi. That's the final end. Let's do that one, but with real. We're going to have to really sing out that one. Now that you know, lo lo yehi. Okay. Great. So we have it. We did the whole thing. Now, we're going to go through the community voice once through the whole thing. But before that, let's try the choir. Let's listen to what the choir. Everybody's here. Can we do it? Let's try that. So you will know while you sing what we just did, what they will be doing.
there are some people here who may be representing some choirs from other communities, other faith communities, who have come to join us today. So those who have learned them, those of you from those choirs who may have learned this in 4 parts, please come up. We'll get you a seat to join our choir. Otherwise, stay where you are, and certainly we're all one community, as the words say.
Everybody has a voice.
And those of you in the back, if you can come forward, you'll be much more part of our voice. But you can also make sure we know that our voices are ringing to the very back.
Great. If you feel comfortable that you know any of these 4 voices, for whatever reason, you had the music before, welcome to the stage. All right. Now, okay, let's do one more time. We have enough time. I wanted to really do the premiere, world premiere of this piece at like 4:45. We have 20 minutes. So let's go through the whole community without trying not to stop, okay? The choir can sing also, not like, just sing along. Doesn't need to be full voice. So we start putting it together. Now, we have one little thing that we didn't do, which is the beginning. No, what I'm saying, it's a different, oh yeah, we'll need the words, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. We'll get there. But what I was saying is we have 4 measures of the introduction that we never worked on. It would be on the music that we didn't have today, so we're going to try to do it maybe with a soloist. Maybe you're going to sing the introduction, or somebody who knows this voice. Anybody who suggests that has a good voice that can sing to yeah, it's just the first 4 measures that we never worked on. It's a little introduction. So, do you want to sing? Okay, so yeah, look, it's there would be a second voice, which we're not going to do today.
Right.
It's next year.
Fine.
Good.
You're coming back next year, right?
Yeah, no, this is just a pilot program of it. We're going to do it. There's one extra voice. We'll do it. We will need music for those who read music. It will work. So, can we do the first 4 measures with Laura to see? And then, after the community... Okay, so that you can hear. We're going to do... There is a little introduction of 4 measures with the melody that you know really well. Laura is going to sing Cantor Berman is going to sing these 4 measures. It's exactly the melody that we're going to enter on O, O, O on the 5th measure. And I'll show you. Okay.
Okay.
You look at each other. Oh,
Just
yeah.
a second.
Oh, yeah. Aha. Okay, but we need to go back until there. Yes. Okay. So that's the normal. You know, you're good with that? Okay. So we got this together?
Guide us through times of harsh uncertainty. With our prayer may it be. Let us reach those who face necessity. With our prayer may it be. May it be, may it be, please God, may it be. All that's in our prayer may it be. Yehi, Yehi, Ana, Yehi, Kol Shenevakesh, Yehi. If suddenly a light through darkness shines above our heads tonight, all that's in our prayer may it be. So may a better world be our proudest legacy. With our prayer may it be. May it be, may it be, please God, may it be. All that's in our prayer may it be. Yehi, Yehi, Ana, Yehi. All that's in our prayer, Kol Shenevakesh. All that's in our prayer, Kol Shenevakesh.
And that was only a rehearsal. Great. Bravo. People, wonderful. Now we're going to start getting serious about this. All right. So, any questions? Anybody doesn't know something or anything? Any questions? No.
We don't know when to come in.
When do we
We don't know
join
when to
them?
come in.
Oh, you join them on the fifth measure. Okay, you don't have right. You don't have any.
No.
No, it's 4 measures rest, then we sing.
Lawrence will do this little phrase. Da-da-da-ya-da-da-ba-da-da. With our prayer may it be. If suddenly.
Okay. A sail of white. Sail of white? Yes. We have different voices.
The men enter. You have
Correct. Yes.
I know where we can. Different words.
Oh,
So is it just because everybody has their own set of words that they're singing? That's what it is.
different words.
Okay.
That is for sure.
That's what's messing us up.
All right. Not every. Okay. I think you want to hear. We said that right at the beginning that you are everybody.
Yes. Thank you.
That. You want to test? You want to?
just get us, just cue us when it's time. Yeah, just. Mitchell has it. He'll tell us when to come in. Please need a cue.
All right. So maybe the choir, some people might not have been here before. It's important to know that not everybody sings the same words. We sing one thing, they sing the Lu Yehi original. So it's important to know that, yeah, we're not talking about. Yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe you want to do that?
So I'm going to step back for a minute. Pardon me while I just bring this. You don't. I'll tell you when to look. Okay. So those of you who were here early for the early session, I put this up on the screen. This is from, I believe, the Israel National Library. These are words penned by Naomi Shemer, the the composer and of the song and the author of the words. So Od yesh mifras lavan ba'ofek. These are the words in Hebrew. We have taken all these words so that we can all really sing in one voice as one community, and we've taken the translation and made it fit the music. So you'll recognize some things as I scroll by, because she was really quite inspired by the words of the Beatles and by Let It Be in particular. And she wanted to write something like Let It Be. And she started off actually writing an Israeli version that would fit that same melody for Let It Be. But her husband convinced her, and also Chava Alberstein, her friend, who I believe was the one who debuted the song, that the words were so beautiful and so meaningful that they needed their own melody. So she wrote this beautiful melody to the words that she had already composed. We took the translation of that, and translations, of course, don't always fit the rhythm of the music and the meter of the music, so this is what we came up with. So what you will hear from our choir in 4-part harmony are these words. A sail of white, still in the distance, facing black and heavy clouds, all that's in our prayer, may it be. If in the windows of the evening, holiday lights wavering, you can fit holiday lights are wavering, whatever, in Hebrew it works. All that's in our prayer, may it be. Right? So you've got this image of the white sail, this image of something that is frail, that may be tossed around by the forces around it, and with the darkened sky. So that's what the backdrop is. And again, those of you who were here earlier heard that this song was composed in 1973. Right? It was thought of shortly. She wanted to write something like this before even the outbreak of the war, but then actually made the composition during the war. So the Yom Kippur War in 1973 was when Israel was invaded by, what did I say? I said 18? What was I thinking? Oh my goodness. I'm fasting. Okay, give me a break. It's 1973. Thank you very much for the correction. 1973, for the Yom Kippur War, Israel was invaded on the holiest day of the entire year by surrounding armies, and it was an extremely tense time. So this image of darkness and this image of foreboding is very present in her words. The second verse, what is the sound I hear so loudly? Voice of shofar, beat of drum. When we were speaking before, we talked about that shofar both being that sound that could be maybe a sound of war, but and as well as the beat of the drum. The sound of the shofar can also be something that in our prayers takes our voices, takes our prayers, and sends them where they will be heard, gives them efficacy. If only you would hear one pleading, just a word from all our lips. So these are words all about unity and what we're doing here today, and trying to make this Yom Kippur a day when we reflect one pleading from this entire community. Let it be the world we're trying to build. Within a small and shaded block, the third verse, there stands a simple red-roofed house. One of the things we also talked about was in Israel, everyone sends people to the army. Sorry? Okay, thank you. So this feeling of unity, and in the end, and this at the end of summer's path, please let them come home safely here. We wish for safety and life for everyone. And finally, if suddenly a light through darkness shines above our heads tonight, all that's in our prayer, may it be. Tranquility and strength then grant us, reaching all those whom we love. All that's in our prayer, may it be. So you will hear these words from our choir while we sing the overlay with the feelings expressed by our community.
That's great, thanks. So we know what they are singing now, and they know what you're singing, so at least we are having this conversation. But in a way, we're talking about all the same things. I was reading this morning something, in the Mahzor, and it's not in the prayer part. It's like the before, really, in the what do you call it, the essays. Even the pages are written in not in like in. So basically, I think it kind of sums what we are doing here, and it talks about the interplay of Yahid and Yahad, like the individual and the collective. That's pretty much our voices are one, but we're doing something here that it's different than, and the sum of everything is bigger. Let me just, like 3 phrases that I thought is so perfect for this. Jewish community remains a sacred vessel for our shared hopes, yearnings, struggles, fears. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The community elevates and enhances each individual's experience. So we're having our own, but we're together here, and everybody's bringing different voices in a way. And one little more, Judaism insists, somewhat paradoxically, that we discover our uniqueness and become our best selves, not through solitary contemplation, nothing against that, but by having significant encounters with others and positive experiences as part of our collective. That's what really we're doing here. So this is, thank you. Okay, so basically, knowing all that, now we're gonna really perform. So I would ask everybody who can, please stand up, because now we're a choir, and when the choir performs, you've seen many times in Heinz Hall or here, if you want to come and see, I'll try to conduct from up there. All right.
We can do it 3 times. Yep. Ready? Ready?
Holiday lights flickering.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly what we're doing. Okay, and so we're gonna edit it and have it, and might get a Grammy award.
Okay, for this last, okay, for this last recording, since they're videoing, look happy. This is amazing what you're doing here in 45 minutes. Look really happy. You know, you can look soulful too, like May It Be, but be happy. Look what you're doing. Here's Vince Kolb with Six Pres right here, one of our dearest friends. Let's have some ASL for him. And Darlene Figs and Denise Welch, who I pointed out, you may not have seen her before. And who else? Is anybody here from East Liberty Pres? East Liberty Pres, they were good. Wonderful. Thank you for coming and adding your voices. So let's look happy. Let's do the whole thing one more time. And boy, can this guy conduct or what? Let's have a thing for him here. And for our choirs, thank you. Okay, one more time.
Yes. One little thing at that last end where children or women's voices enter, the one phrase before the final Yehi, look at me. Okay, I'll signal where we entered. So the note before is a little longer. Okay, so if you see somebody sing, just kind of, okay, not yet. All right, we'll do it.
Flavia, we are doing the slides ending there? We are going to do that measure before the last chord? Okay.
If there are any kids that want to come up and be part of that up here, please come on up. Okay, they've had a long day. Ready?
Good? All right.
Okay.
So,
Awesome! Woohoo!
okay, you sing
All right.
with her. The beginning
You're gonna.
is with her.
Yes.
really great. זהו עוד פעם אחת?
זה מספיק? לא, אני בסדר עכשיו. Okay, so, first of all, again, a big ASL thank you to all of our interfaith partners and friends who came here. Thank you. We're going to have a little break before Yizkor. Yizkor is scheduled for 5:15, but all times on Yom Kippur are approximate. The Yizkor books will be available in 5 minutes, and please be able to find your seats, and we have to reconstruct or reconfigure the pulpit for the Yizkor service. And the choir will be singing, and we're really glad to have this opportunity. We'll be having guests, Wasi Muhammad from the Islamic Center and Reverend John Welch of Pittsburgh Theological Seminary at our Yizkor service.